What the Did Dillon just shoot a double leg and then Logan Paul stuffed it? What the This is pretty bad. Everybody's booing. The commentators are going in on both of them. I don't understand. Danis hasn't done anything. He's on. I mean, Danis hasn't really done anything in this fight. He's basically laid on his back, trying to pull a Nick Diaz. What the did he? He's trying to put him in a guillotine. What the fuck? Why? So at the end of the fight, Eric's gonna stop it right there like that? Why is he trying to fight him now? Like, you had 6 rounds to fight him, and now you're gonna chase him around the ring to fight him now? What the fuck? Dillon Danis is not our savior. He's not. Oh my goodness. Looks like another Pro brother beats another MMA guy. I don't even know. I don't know if I even put him in the category of us anymore, boys. All us MMA fighters, we got on our shield. This man just danced around for 6 rounds to collect a check. All right, on to the next fight. KSI versus Tommy Fury. I'll give this to KSI. KSI does a good job of bouncing up and down and being athletic and going in and out. And I feel like that's probably the hardest thing that Tommy is having a hard time getting to, is finding that rhythm and how to get to him. Yeah, everybody, this is exactly what I said. Like, for Tommy Fury to be like a legit boxer, he doesn't have that long amateur background career like we talked about, right? Like, you can see it here where he's not, you know, he's jab, KSI comes in to grab, jab, step back, 2-5, 2-3, make him go that way and run him into the cross, but you don't really see that. KSI look tired as shit. Oh, I mean, Tommy Fury beats another YouTuber. I mean, I need to get a room, and I'm gonna need a drink when I break these fights down, boys. But yeah, let's get to the studio. Whew. I want to hear watch. I don't know where to start. Okay, I don't know where to start, but obviously let's start with Dillon Danis versus Logan Paul. All right. Okay. I believe Logan Paul can probably beat Dillon Danis in an MMA fight. I know. Hear me out first. Okay. The build up to this fight was so big because of what Dillon Danis has done on Twitter, humiliating Nina. Like everyone said, we thought this fight was going to be Dillon Danis versus Nina. But obviously, we all know it was Logan Paul versus Dillon. Now, for Dillon to do a double leg takedown and not succeed on finishing the double leg against Logan Paul, it's like, one, you know, you have to understand when you're doing these boxing fights, right? We all know Tyron Woodley, Anderson Silva, Ben Askren, Nate Diaz, we're not boxers, right? Which is okay, right? We can come here and try our hand and fight the influencer boxers. That's what makes it so exciting, right? But you can't go out there and do a double leg. That's like me going to the IBJJF tournament and punching somebody in the face because the fight's not going my way. The grappling shake's not going my way. So for Dillon to do that, it's like, Dillon, what are you doing? Now, like I said before, Dillon does a good job of being calm and relaxing in the heat of things, right? Logan Paul did have some good combinations, right? Logan Paul is very athletic. I said this in my previous breakdowns and in the face-off between him and Dillon Danis. You know, when he throws that jab, his right hand's still down. They throw their jabs from their body. They're not throwing them from their chin like a legit boxer. He did have a couple clean combinations going 1, 2, 3 to the body, missing when Dillon was trying to run around. But I thought Logan Paul was gonna knock him out. You know, I feel like these guys, they have this opportunity to shut somebody up or knock them out, and they just miss it. They just miss it with flying colors, especially Dillon. Now, Dillon, you should have walked him down. Should have walked down all that hype. You know, you got us all excited. Don't get me wrong. I'm still a fan because you gave me a couple good belly laughs on Twitter. But fuck, did you drop the ball, my friend? And then the end of the fight, like, oh, that's not going to end the fight. When you went to your back, what were you trying to prove? It was just a bad stain on mixed martial artists, right? Because he does come from our background. But for a guy who's actually had a legit MMA fight to go out there and display that type of work, it's almost like he showed up to get a paycheck. Now, I understand, you know, trying to get this easy money to fight the Paul brothers and all that stuff, but you still got to put some effort in, baby. You can't just go out there and lay on your back. You can't go out there and do a double A takedown. Now, the biggest thing is, what does this do to Dillon's stock? We can't take him seriously. He had an opportunity to fight Logan Paul for 6 rounds, and he didn't do anything. He tried to take him down. He tried to guillotine him at the end of the fight, and then after he tried to guillotine him, he chased him around and tried to fight him. I love that. You see it all the time. You know, you see two guys try to fight each other, and the fight's, you know, 5-5, whatever, 3-3. And then the fight ends, and the guy's like, oh, now I want to fight. It's like, you had the opportunity to fight me the whole fucking time. He didn't do it. So this chapter comes to a close, sad to say. It comes to a close. I was really hoping that Dillon Danis was going to be our savior for the mixed martial arts community, but I don't think the community wants him a part of the mixed martial arts community for that display of what he did out there and his opportunity to knock out Logan Paul. So where does Dillon go from here? I don't think any organization is going to take him seriously. When you have an opportunity to go out there and display your skill set and what you can do for the broadcasting or the organization or whatever you want to call it, DAZN, there's no reason to bring that gentleman back. There's no reason for anybody to get hyped for him to fight, because if that's what we're tuning in to watch, nobody's going to tune in. Not anymore, at least, because nothing happened. Everything you guys said to face off, nothing happened, right? Obviously, we're going to tune in to see Logan Paul because he has a huge fan base. He's an absolutely amazing wrestler. But I think, you know, this was a bad day for the YouTube influencer boxing. Now, let's move on to the main event, KSI taking on Tommy Fury. So, you know, like I said before, KSI does a good job of bouncing up and down, darting in and out when he comes in attack. He hit Tommy Fury with some clean crosses, right? Like, he is a darter. So when somebody's darting, you basically you show some feints, he darts in, you move out of the way, you drop a right hand, kind of what Sugar Sean O'Malley did to Aljamain Sterling. But like I said before, the thing that we have to take a step back and look at Tommy Fury is that Tommy is the only pro boxer on the card, I believe. He's the one who's fighting all these, you know, YouTube boxers. Now, I said it earlier that a professional boxer at least has 30 amateur fights, maybe 40 amateur fights. And when I watch Tommy Fury fight, I don't see that. I just don't see that. Right? He comes from a legacy of boxing. Tyson Fury, his father, John Fury. But you just don't see that. And I wonder why. I wonder what it is that we don't see that translation of boxing come over to Tommy. Now, giving KSI credit where it's due. You know, he looked like he has a style, a way he goes about fighting, and he doesn't deviate from that, where he bounces up and down with his hands down, and he darts in with the right hand and the left hook. This fight was more of a grappling match because each time he darted in, Tommy would lock him down. Instead of Tommy, you know, using the footwork, angle out, and hit him with the right hand and control that distance and use a jab, he didn't do that. He just tied up the whole entire time. Tied up. And then he also got a point deducted away from him by hitting KSI in the back of the head, which is very dangerous. We've seen a lot of boxers get serious injuries from that. We saw a boxer actually become paralyzed from getting hit in the back of the head and the spinal cord. But then, you know, a lot of people were going back and forth. Who won, Tommy Fury or KSI? You know, I felt like KSI did a lot more with the in and out, and the right hands would look great. You know, and Tommy Fury didn't really box. right? That's the thing that always gets me not choked up, but just gets me, I just scratch my head out. I'm like, you're the professional boxer and you're boxing the YouTubers and you're making it look like you have a YouTube channel and nobody knows what YouTube channel it is, right? So, but as always, I'm always respectful. This is just my honest opinion as an analyst and giving you guys my thoughts. Congrats to Tommy Fury. Congrats to Logan Paul. Congrats to Dillon Danis. And congrats to KSI. Now, what happens from here? Are you guys going to take the YouTube boxing influencer fights seriously now? After watching these two fights and a whole build-up that I know all of us were excited about. Don't act like you were not excited to see Logan Paul versus Dillon Danis, because I was. That's why we covered it for like 2 fucking weeks. But are we gonna watch it again? Right? Where do the Paul brothers go? Who are they gonna fight? I would like to see Tommy. I don't even know if Tommy Fury would be able to fight at a high level at boxing or a mid tier, or I don't even know, low tier. You know, I would have to ask some actual legit boxer, like, you know, Terence Crawford, like, hey, what do you think of Tommy Fury? Do you think he can hang with, you know, a fresh professional boxer? I have no idea, but boys, what a rough day for boxing, huh? I think all the boxers around the world are like, these fuckers are set us back millennials, decades. But once again, I love this. I love this game. I love bringing on these fights. So once again, cheers to you guys. It's gonna be a long night. Cheers. Thank you guys once again for tuning in to the channel to get my reaction and my thoughts. And next week we have an actual legit fight going on. Islam Makhachev taking on Volkanovski. Look forward. Hope you guys enjoy and look forward to the premiere of my breakdown of Islam versus Volk, dropping on Monday. Cheers, guys. It was a horrible fight, man. Horrible fight.